Hey
What's up, guys?
guys.
Welcome to Double Doom, and today we're gonna give you guys the spoiler, the spoiler review of Halloween 2018. Like you guys already heard my review from yesterday, now we're gonna tell you like the ins and outs of the movie, and so I'll let Lonnie start this one off.
So essentially how it starts out is like these reporters, I guess. What was that? Sorry, we heard a noise outside. Anyways,
It was Michael.
is these reporters hey. They're like basically so these I guess this couple, well they're not like a couple but like it's
There's two reporters who are
yeah,
basically trying to find out
what
what.
happened that Halloween night, like the original Halloween night, and why it happened, like trying to get inside Jason's mind. It's just one of,
Michael.
I mean, Michael, oh my god, Michael's mind. Anyways, so they're trying to find out what happened and why. And then they visit him. They didn't get what they were looking for. They visit Michael in the insane asylum, and he's just he like kind of I guess twitched a little bit when they pulled out the mask, which I don't know how he saw them pulling out the mask out of the bag. Like, does he have eyes behind his head? Like, how does he know?
I don't know. Maybe it's. I mean, they give you the feeling that the mask almost has some supernatural properties, but at the same time, it's like you don't know. And then the eye that he was looking at the mask with was the wrong eye because that was the one that got stabbed, so he can't see out of that eye. Um,
Say
but yeah, so they pull out the mask. They're like say something, and he just doesn't say anything.
something. Say something. And he
Yeah,
didn't do anything.
it was kind of a weird opener for a movie, I'd
You
say.
weren't feeling it.
It just threw me off because it's like I don't know, most slashers at least start with like a kill or something, and I felt like it was an odd way to open the movie, but it wasn't like it didn't make me like dislike the movie.
It was just different.
Yeah, I'd never seen anyone do it like that. I wouldn't prefer if other people did it like that, but yeah.
All right. Yeah, so then they didn't get what they're looking for, so then they go to what's her name's house?
Jamie's or Laurie Strode's.
Laurie, is that the character name?
Yes.
Laurie Strode's house to get her take on it. And again, they didn't get what they were looking for. But she got like what, like $3,000 out of it.
Yeah.
She's like, okay, I'll let you come in for $3,000. That's fine, but I ain't really gonna say nothing. But I'll let you come in, which is kind of funny. She just kind of like, I mean, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, so then after that, they didn't really, they were asking like why, like how is he like this, like trying to get whatever, like how did you feel, kind of, you know, some insight on like the family and how it was that night, and they didn't get what they were looking for, like how he said, and then they end up in this gas station,
Which is
right?
so odd because it's like, how the fuck did he find them?
Yeah,
Like,
and at this point, they were transferring the patients that were there with Michael
to another
to
facility.
another facility, and then they guess they broke out of that van or something like that. I forgot. They explained about it. I don't remember.
No, they didn't explain
They
it.
didn't explain it.
It just shows that they broke out, but it doesn't make all that much sense because uh
No, I think they did briefly, like the doctor and the one that got shot. The doctor that got, he was inside the bus. Remember, the little boy shot him by accident.
he didn't
He
explain
said
anything.
something. Yes, he said something, but I forgot what he said.
Well, he didn't necessarily explain how they all got out because I feel like he was a part of why they got out, if anything.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, I mean, if you watch the movie, like he clearly shows that he has some affinity for Michael, and it's really it's really
Yeah.
sus. Like it's
Yeah, he was acting weird the whole movie.
yeah. And
So yeah,
he was talking about how he admired like Lori and Michael, and how he read all the files and stuff. He
he
seemed like he would have been a good guy. Like he seemed like he was trying to be like the new Dr. Loomis, but at the same time, like
he admitted to having an obsession over the case.
yeah,
Like that was his life's obsession.
you know, which was off-putting.
So it's like, okay, like this dude. And he was like excited to share information on who showed up first on the crime scene that Halloween night and how like it was just like weird. He was like weirdly excited about it. Anyways, so then we go back to the reporters. They're at the gas station to get gas and stuff and snacks and stuff.
Yeah,
And
and
then
somehow Michael pops up at that exact gas station.
and he's beating up people in the parking lot and nobody notices.
Well, not in the parking lot.
Yes, it was in the parking lot.
No, it wasn't in the
I thought it
parking lot.
was.
None of it was.
Oh,
It was all inside the building, which is weird because there's a lot of people, but
there's a lot of people.
like some of the parodies of this trailer were pretty funny. But yeah, like he beat up the mechanic, the fucking
Front
desk clerk.
guy, yeah.
Um,
Cause it's like a little like mechanic shop and gas station. So
yeah, like he was just hurting people. Like
it was brutal. You see like it shows a shot of him, like the off screen kill, and his jaw's all messed up, like it's all broken off and stuff, but it's still like attached by the skin. Like it was
yeah,
horrible.
like he smashed that guy's
and he
face so hard that his
ripped all of his teeth out.
oh
Remember? It was that dude, remember?
yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
But yeah, he smashed his face so hard that his jaw dislocated like really far.
Yeah, it looked
And-
like that dude with how King Kong beat up that dinosaur thing.
Yeah, it was like that.
It was like that. It was like playing with it and stuff. All loose. It looked just like that, but on a man.
And I guess he beat the other guy with a hammer. And another thing about it was, sorry, I had to flip it. Another thing about it that was kind of weird was that Michael, like, it's like, dude, like, do you really have to have like those clothes? Like, he had a checklist. And he went and got the mask, and he was like, well, okay, now I need to get the rest of my aesthetic, which is the mechanic.
Jumpsuit, yeah.
Yeah, and he got all of that in one go, which was fucking crazy.
I'm like, all right.
And then all in between that, he had time to stop at the cemetery to pop up, which no one saw him, which was odd.
Right?
Yeah, a big ass cemetery and a guy in white. You sure you can't see him?
No, how did nobody see this guy? Like, with blood on him and stuff? Like,
He didn't have blood on him at the time.
are you sure?
Yeah, in the white, no. Because he didn't. I don't think he killed anybody in a bloody way in that jumpsuit.
I guess. But yeah. So then, and then after like that, then he kills the two reporters in the restroom, and that's the end of them.
Yeah, they fucking leave the fucking screen very quickly. And they leave so quickly, it's kind of like, why did we have to
Why did you introduce these characters?
Yeah.
It's just a way to open up the movie.
Yeah, I feel like there was more to this story than they let them put in this film. Because, it's great. It's just that, some parts feel like they're not finished yet. Like that, it felt like it was it could have been a longer process. And he didn't necessarily kill the guy reporter. He smashed his face, yeah, but I don't think he died. He could have survived that. And in the news report, it never said that he was dead. But yeah, moving on from that, there's this whole romance that starts off with Laurie Strode's granddaughter and this boy. I don't even remember his name, but yeah, just like I don't remember his name, he pops into the screen and pops out, and there's nothing else
besides, this is her boyfriend.
Yeah, and then this is not her boyfriend, and then that's the end of that.
Well, they gave him like a lame excuse for them to like break up, I guess, or like for her to like walk away from him. They were at this dance, or do you want to jump? You don't want to jump that far yet.
Well, yeah, no.
Alright.
We'll explain that in a bit. But yeah, so we move on into Laurie Strode's daughter's life, and they basically they cut out the part where Michael is related to Laurie, so now he's just a stranger, which makes it
Who was
better.
targeting her?
Yeah, and that makes it even more weird because it's like why?
Why?
And I like that the fact that they have that because it leaves more mystery to Michael Myers and who he is or what he is because it's strange how he could survive getting shot, stabbed, and in the eye and all that,
I
and
mean,
still come back for the same person and know exactly where they are.
like that thing. It Follows, like the movie.
Yeah, he's basically the It Follows. He's got like there's got to be something to it. But yeah,
You don't
so
think he's human?
I think he's human, but I think there's got like he's either possessed
Influence or
or
something?
yeah, there's got to be something to it because like even if like when you go
Maybe
back
he's
to
just
the
a
original,
psycho.
yeah, but when you go back to the original movie, he was a normal kid up until that night. What happened that night to him to make him want to kill his sister? No one knows. Like, can you explain that? I mean, I can't, and I've watched all of the movies, and I don't count the bullshit like cult thing. But yeah, I feel like there's got to be something to it, and hopefully they can explore that in like other movies if they wish to continue or not.
I think they wanted to be like, the unknown is more scary, so they're gonna leave it. That's the unknown.
Yeah. And I just watched some other videos, and they said that the uh, the original ending would have had I think Laurie kill Michael, or no, Laurie's daughter kill Michael with a crossbow to the shoulder, which is odd, but yeah, he was supposed to die. Which I mean, that would have been cool. Like I wouldn't mind seeing that, but at the same time, like the ending they went with was much better. But anyways, back to the main plot. So Laurie's still like distraught over the whole thing. She can't even have dinner with her family without like fucking it up. So she feels like really weird about everything.
But it's more so like a paranoia that she has, because she has a feeling, because she knew about the transfer, that Mike was gonna transfer to another facility, and she was there when the bus was leaving. She didn't follow the bus, but she was there, and that was before the dinner, right?
Yeah.
So she has a very strong feeling that he is capable of escaping. She knows that he's capable of escaping. So that's why, like, she's been preparing for this her whole life, like getting ready for the day that he escapes, and she knew that she needed to face him again. So it's more so like a paranoia. So she has a reason for it, but
No, I'm
one.
not saying she's wrong. She's right to be paranoid
Yeah,
about it.
but
I
like
mean,
the reason why she is like freaking out, like she can't even have a simple dinner or like a simple conversation with her daughter, her granddaughter, her family.
well, yeah, because everybody's like so nonchalant about being prepared for this
Yeah,
shit.
like
It's
no
like,
one
dude,
believes
like,
her. It's like, oh, you're just crazy. Like you just had PTSD. Like he's not gonna
like,
come
bitch, this
out.
motherfucker came and killed all my friends. Like, what do you expect me to be like? Oh, like, that happened once. It's not gonna happen
Yeah.
again. Like,
So that's like the conflict between her and her family. But she absolutely adores her granddaughter and is closest with her granddaughter. Her own daughter, resents her because her childhood wasn't a normal childhood. It was more so like,
being prepared.
yeah, like knowing how to shoot a gun, knowing how to kill somebody, knowing what to do in a life or death situation. So she was taken away by the uh, Child Protective Services, and so she
I mean,
resents her for that.
it's understandable, but honestly, if I went through that, I mean, if I had kids, I probably wouldn't want them to. I wouldn't want them to experience anything like that. Like, So like I'd prepare them as much as I could. But another little thing that I'm kind of confused on is like who's Lori's daughter's dad? Like he is never brought up in this movie.
True, it's just completely omitted.
Yeah, I mean it shouldn't be like all that big of a deal, like who he is, but at the same time it's like
Who is he?
yeah, like why is he not even mentioned? Like
Where
is it
is
Michael?
he at? Is he Michael?
Right?
Oh my goodness.
That would be fucking great if Michael was her dad. Like what? Like so you went from stabbing to poking, like
Oh my goodness.
right? But yeah, so yeah, she couldn't have the dinner, and then this is where we get to the whole the prom thing or
The dance.
homecoming dance.
It's already Halloween. Is it Halloween night yet?
Yes,
Okay.
and
Halloween night. Michael's escaped. The daughter has a Halloween dance to go to for school.
oh yeah, in between where he escaped, he killed a kid, and
Oh, well, yeah. Well, there when the buses crashed.
yeah.
The poor kid.
Like I never expected Michael to kill a kid because in most movies he does not touch like children at all. Like he doesn't kill them. Like
Yeah, he
But yeah.
didn't touch that baby, that infant.
yeah, which I think if there wasn't any rules or regulations against like child killing, like
You think he would kill a lot more, or like he'll
no,
kill
he
the
would have
baby?
he would have killed the baby. Yeah,
You think so?
yeah,
Well, I mean, essentially the baby would have died if no one is there.
yeah. But I mean, there's rules for
No, I get like
movies
yeah.
and stuff. So, but yeah. Anyways, so the dance. There's a stupid subplot with the boyfriend who.
It's just a reason for the daughter to be out and about. Really.
Yeah.
Like, why not just give her like a trick or treating type thing? Like.
Yeah, and if you guys we watched the movie. We asked the question about this. We asked the question about
Like, do you think this subplot was a waste?
yeah,
The boyfriend.
and from what they said, basically they feel like it's not necessarily a waste. Like it's a waste of a character death because like most people were hoping like he would have died in some way or something, which he didn't because he never appeared
Popped up
again.
Yeah.
And but it served as basically
A reason to get her out.
yeah.
Or to be wandering off, like.
It was just a traveling point, like
Yeah.
for her to get to Lori.
But the thing is, it wasn't really that good of a reason for her to. It's like, okay, so they were at the dance, and then she goes off to get like punch or something, right? Something like super cliche. And then she's coming back and sees the dude like kissing another girl, a little thotty girl, and dressed up as a cat like any other thought on Halloween. But if you dress up as a cat, make sure you look cute though. I'm not calling you a thought, but just saying. But it's like always in movies, like they're always dressed up as cats and the thotty. It's just a thing. Anyways, so then they kissing for like no real reason, and then like the dude like turns around like of course he knows that she's watching. It's like, oh, it wasn't what you think. And she storms off, and they go to like this little room. She's trying to like collect her thoughts, and then he's like, "What the hell? Like you're overreacting." He's like, "What the hell was that? You over here kissing another thotty girl? Like what? Like what's going on?"
Oh,
and
so
then,
she's a thotty too?
No, you're just another girl, but she's thotty. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
It's like no. So she's pissed off, and then he's over here like, "Oh, you overreacting. It was nothing. Whatever. Being stupid." He's drunk. He snuck in liquor into the thing, like any other cliche high school like party, whatever. And then it's so stupid. Like she grabs her phone right to like leave because her mom is calling or whatever the hell mom is calling, and then he like grabs her phone and like throws it in the pudding.
Which doesn't make sense because that phone is more than likely water resistant, and it's pudding. Pudding
And
never
not only
hurts
that, but
anything.
they're like in like this little like hallway where there's nobody there. It's like, why the hell are you gonna have pudding and snacks and stuff in this little room where no one is at? Like, wouldn't you have it there by the dance floor for people to get?
No, because people might fall. But
No, but like there's no one there eating the stuff.
yeah, but you don't want that to get on the dance floor if somebody slips.
No, but you have like the gym is big enough to have half of it dance floor, half of it like a sitting area.
Yeah, but
It was
just to
really
keep
stupid.
it
It was
just to
just
keep
really...
it far away from the dance floor. Like it's dumb to have food and drinks by the dance floor.
What
'Cause
the
then
hell's a wedding then?
you don't have food and drinks by the dance
Yes,
floor.
you do. Well, it's divided. It's a one
Exactly.
big. That's what I'm saying. The room is one. The gym is one big open room. Have it divided, not in a whole other section of the building. Oh, its own room.
Anyways,
Like you have half of the gym for tables.
how
for them.
important is this fucking little room?
It's just so. I'm saying it's stupid. Like it's so stupid. It pisses me off. Like I don't like it. That's why I'm like saying. Anyway, so then she's like, oh, whatever. So then she walks away from the party. She's
And
like
leaves her phone
nights-
behind.
And leaves her phone behind. And so like now she's walking off by herself. And anyways, I know my dog is feeling just as upset as I am. And then she doesn't like she walks up by herself without her phone. She's walking home alone.
No.
And she walking somewhere alone.
No.
Well, she starts to, and then that dude catches up. The friend of her now ex-boyfriend is like following her because now all of a sudden he has his like crush on her. And then okay, you start talking.
Okay. Well, yeah. So like the guy has this crush and he's like he tries to kiss her and then she just like flips on him, which I mean honestly like I feel like it was pretty bitchy. Like yeah, like you might not like him, but you don't have to be like such a bitch about it. She's just like
Like
dude,
she was taking it out on him.
yeah, she's like, dude, if I wanted to be with anybody, it would not be you. And it's like, damn, dude, like shit, like Michael didn't have to kill him. Like he would have died on his own.
Aw.
Like it was messed up. And then yeah, Michael kills him. And the funny thing about it is they're in this big ass open yard and the dude goes right for the thing that catches his fucking cape. If it was me, I would have took that cape off and jumped over that fence so fast. I mean, not only because I'm black, but because the fucking guy's trying to kill me. Like I'm gonna hop that fence like it's a fucking hurdle. Like how the hell did he get stuck?
He was chubby. He's a chubby dude. So he's not like, and he's scared out of his mind. He's not thinking.
Well, if you know that this guy is trying to hurt you, don't you think using
it's lazy
your
writing.
area?
It's cliche. It's cliches over cliches over cliches over cliches.
Be quiet.
Over cliches.
I'm talking.
I'm just saying.
Let me finish.
You asking why? That's the reason why.
Be quiet.
Ow.
So anyways, as I was saying, use the whole space that you have there and fucking like try to try to do something. I mean, other than use the only one way out that you think there is. Because honestly, Michael is not chasing after anyone in this movie. He's just walking. And he decides to like go to a place where he's stuck. I would have just fell off and ran to another area. But anyway, so yeah, he gets stabbed in the back. And then I guess his face gets like impaled onto the fence. And so they chase Michael, or Michael chases the granddaughter through the neighborhood, but luckily the granddaughter finds some people who could help her, and then the cops show up there and they pick her up and take her to Lori's house. And I'll let you go since you seem so eager.
You already go on ahead.
Go ahead.
I forgot this part.
Well, anyways, yeah, we were at the point where Lori's granddaughter goes to meet up with Lori, and the cops take her there, and they die in pretty. Or actually, no. This is where the Sheriff Brackett and the doctor are looking for Michael. And they find him, and the doctor, or no, the sheriff runs Michael over, and we're thinking that maybe he's dead, maybe he's hurt. And I guess the doctor tricked him and decided to stab him in the neck and basically kill the sheriff, which was a little anticlimactic. But yeah, what do you think?
You could see it coming, I guess. Like he finally shows his obsession. It's like, oh, like this is what it's like. Like he put his mask on after he killed the cop. Like it was just. I thought it was stupid.
Yeah, it was, I thought it was a dumb way for them to kill off the sheriff, because I mean, it seemed like they were like bigging him up to do something cool, but he really didn't. And so yeah, the doctor goes all madman and takes the granddaughter to Laurie's house, and Michael wakes up because he was pretty much knocked out after getting hit by the car, and he kills the officers in the car, and then he proceeds to go back for the doctor, and then just steps on his head, and then we get to Laurie's house, and this is where things get pretty good, or at least a lot better as far as the movie goes. This is pretty much Lonnie's favorite part, which she said in one of our previous reviews. And you want to start this off?
So at this point, the late, what's her name? I don't know the character's name.
Laurie?
Laurie, is that the grandma?
Yeah.
Laurie, her daughter, her granddaughter. No, Laurie, her daughter, and son-in-law are all in Laurie's house, which she has like I guess a bunker in the basement, like she has like a safe room in the basement.
Yeah.
From that she's made. It has like preserves of food. It has like guns. It has stuff. Basically, the whole house is prepared. She built it in case Michael comes and basically tries to attack him, which he ends up doing. They have policemen outside. Of course, he kills them like nothing. Like there's nothing. It's just more so Laurie.
Mm-hmm.
Laurie's like warning sign of like, oh, like they're here, like Michael's here. Really not, the cops are not there for protection purposes at all. Like he made a jack-o'-lantern out of one of them.
Yeah.
It was brutal.
He had time to do all that, and then the son-in-law came outside, which was stupid because Laurie said specifically stay inside. And yeah, he's like, oh, I can protect myself, and he goes outside.
And he dies.
Yeah, he dies.
They're in the front yard.
Yeah, and so it's just Laurie and her daughter still at the house, and the granddaughter is making her way to
the house.
Yeah,
like she's like running through the forest. She escaped the cop car that she was trapped in, that the professor trapped, like left her in, and she's running through the forest, and she's headed towards her grandma's house.
And then they do that it was kind of it was a nice scene, but it was kind of odd. They did like a little like spook house type thing with the mannequins, and how she was afraid of them when she fell down. Well, it was
like a little like shooting range that she built in her yard with the mannequins. And, like, half of them are, like, blown up and stuff because it was, like, her practice.
Yeah. And so Michael gets in the house. He proceeds to chase them all around the house a bit. Or he proceeds to chase Laurie around the house. Or not necessarily chase her, but, like, trap her. He was trying to trap her. And, like, the thing is, he was very patient because, honestly, like, he could have killed her at any second when he got to the mannequin room. But he didn't. He waited till basically like she couldn't till basically like her fear was like really high because he was using the suspense to get to her, and then he got her
to catch her off guard.
Yeah, and then he got her when she was at her weakest. And what did he do? He stabbed her, right?
Yeah, did he end up stabbing her?
I thought he did. And then he kicked her off the balcony, which was basically a remake of the set of the scene where Laurie gets stabbed by Michael in that room. It's an Easter egg basically. So yeah, she gets kicked out, And then when you look down, it's another Easter egg to the first movie where she
She's gone.
disappears,
Yeah.
and and then the granddaughter gets to the
Gets to the
house,
house.
and she goes down into the bunker, and Michael goes to the bunker, and he's trying to like for some reason he knows they're down there even though he didn't see it happen, and so he starts pushing the cabinet over
It was an
to
island. It's called an island in the kitchen.
oh yeah yeah
So the island basically is automated and electronic, and it opens. Electronic, like you push a button and it slides open, and it's the entrance to the bunker. There's like a little ladder or whatever, and but he doesn't know what button. He doesn't know that there's a button. He's just trying to rip it off of the floor, because it's attached to the floor. So he's trying to rip it off, rip it off, rip it off, and he ends up pulling it off, right?
yeah
And they're down there, the daughter and the granddaughter. But while, like, right before he rips it off, like, the mom looks behind her and, like, sees her old gun that she used, like, because it has, like, her initials, like, carved into it from when she was a little girl. She was learning how to shoot. So she gets her old gun, and she's, like, in position to shoot him because she knows that this is Mike. Okay, this is Michael, and, like, brace yourself, right? And at this point, I am finally engaged in this movie because I don't like slasher films. Like I just don't. They're just too predictable. They're just too like I get how people could like them, but it's just not my thing. But it finally at this point, just the last couple of minutes, I am finally engaged. So this is just letting you guys know I like the ending. Anyways, so then he finally rips off the island off the floor, and it's open, like the bunker is exposed. And then but he doesn't pop up yet. Like he's just waiting for he's just tormenting with them. And then the daughter, she's like, "Oh my gosh, I can't do this!" Like she starts getting scared. I can't do this. I'm not gonna be able to shoot him. Like crying to her mom, crying to the grandma, like, "Oh my gosh!" And then he pops up. And then she switches. She's like, "Ha, gotcha." So she was messing with him, which was like a really cool twist. I appreciated that. And she shot him. And she rolls down the ladder, and he ends up in the bunker. He's shot. And they run out of the bunker. Like, they climb up the ladder.
They didn't. She shot him in the shoulder, and then Lori came
Oh,
out.
yeah, that's right.
And like
she was waiting, yeah.
Yeah, and starts stabbing him in the back and stuff, and then he falls in.
They work together, so I was like, yeah, girl power.
Yeah.
It
was.
I liked it. It was a really cool turn of events. Like,
yeah.
I really liked how they basically used his own tactics against him.
Yeah, and then when they got him in the bunker, when you look at the whole, like, everything that you could see in there appears to be no way out. And I'm saying this because they trapped him in there.
Like through every room, she's like, there's gates that she brings down, like basically through process of elimination. He's not in this room. I'm gonna bring this gate down, so I know he's not in there. Or by the time she finally finds him in a room, she can trap him in there.
Yeah.
So they've gone through every single room in the house. The last one is the bunker.
Mm-hmm.
And traps, and then presses the gate, and now he's trapped in there.
Yeah, and it lets out like these spikes that like shoot across. So basically, he's barred into the room.
Yeah, like a jail cell.
It doesn't seem like there was any other way out, but at the same time, yeah, it's been a long. This is gonna be a long one, guys. It's like at the same time, there doesn't seem to be a way for him to get out. There's no windows or anything. But he's not in the last shot where the room is on fire, so there has to be something.
Because they torch that house to flames, and they show he's not there. He's not like where he was. So of course he got out somehow. And then there's a little Easter egg at the end of the credits where like you just hear breathe. Like it doesn't show anything, but you hear him breathing.
Yeah. So, and she took that as like I feel like he's still alive. I took it as maybe those are his last breaths. Because I mean, it seems like clear cut that he was supposed to die, but apparently in the original, he is supposed to die. He takes he takes deeper breaths, like they're his last, because they have the fight in the yard, and yeah, he gets shot in the shoulder, and like they don't kill him, but he ends up going to like a tree and just dies there. So I mean, but apparently test audience didn't like that, and they preferred this one over that one. But yeah, like they leave, and basically you just left with maybe he's alive, maybe he's not,
Yeah.
and then the granddaughter picks up the knife.
And she's holding it, and it's like now it's kind of her burden.
Yeah,
Basically, is what the symbolism of it is. All three of them are in the back of the truck that rescued them, and it's like grandma, mom, and the daughter, like granddaughter. And the granddaughter, she's holding the knife with Michael's blood on it, and she just looks at it. So now it's kind of like, oh, now it's her turn.
yeah, and it's odd because I mean, like, hopefully that's not a callback to Halloween 4, where the granddaughter or the no Laurie's first daughter um, ends up um, basically taking on the curse of Michael Myers or whatever. Hopefully they don't go that route. Hopefully it stays like Michael is not related to them and he's just a killer going after Laurie for some odd reason. I don't know.
I
What do you
guess
think?
we'll see. I don't know.
She thinks there's gonna be a
yeah, there's
sequel.
gonna be another one.
I don't know how they could make a sequel, honestly, because I mean
How have they made the last? I don't know how many. Like
the other sequels don't necessarily count, and in part 1 and 2, like part 2, you can't really expect him to come back, but he did.
But he did. So like same thing with this one. Even if you don't think he's gonna come back, if people want to make another Halloween, they're gonna make another Halloween because they've been making another Halloween movie. Like,
But those ones don't count.
but it's still still.
Like there was retcons on retcons. Like there's Halloween 1 and 2, and then the third one doesn't count. And then there's Halloween H2O,
All right.
which goes after Halloween 1 and 2, I think. And then there's Resurrection, which is after Halloween
It's
H2O.
just I don't know.
It's a very
they're-
convoluted timeline.
If they make another one, I won't be surprised. Like sooner or later, they will.
Well, if they do, I'm gonna watch it if it's good. I hope they bring back the same actors because Laurie Strode was definitely, or not Laurie Strode. Jamie Lee Curtis as Laurie Strode was she was very believable. And I mean, I haven't seen her.
Yeah, she was really good in this movie. I enjoyed her performance.
I haven't seen her do a good movie like this. Like honestly, the last thing I can name Laurie Strode being in is Freaky Friday. So
She's been in a lot more movies than that.
I know, but like that's the last one that I can remember.
That you can remember. But yeah, she was really badass. I love what she did with the house. Like the whole ending, I loved it. Like the rest of the movie was like, it's okay. But the end, I think it was because it was her, like the way, because she had a really strong performance in this movie, and just like the bars and just. She was doing everything right. Finally, someone did everything right. And in slasher movies, people do everything wrong. And I hate that. Stop being stupid. I want to see you do something right. So that was the only part that I liked in this movie. Okay? That's how I feel about that.
Okay. So,
She did everything right. Like, yes, girl. Not yes. Okay? Yes, that's how you do it.
she did. I appreciated the other parts of the movie because, like, the deaths that Michael did, or the murders that Michael did in this movie were pretty fucking badass. It's like, damn, dude, like, you're an evil motherfucker, but like that's kind of creative. Like he stabbed a dude backwards into the wall. Like you got to be pretty fucking powerful to stab somebody with one arm and put them into a wall with a knife sturdy enough to hold up a body. That's a feat.
That's unrealistic.
But he did it.
But it's a movie.
But he did it in a movie. So in that movie, it's real. And then he like the jaw, like the broken jaw.
Yeah,
guy,
that
like,
one was pretty gross. Like that one, yeah.
And
But
then
it was off screen, so it's like.
okay.
So I don't know if he did everything, but it's like, but how could you not? You had all these grown men that they're there. How did you not see? Did no one call the cops? Did no one make a run for it? Did no one? It's this because in a mechanic shop you don't have just one or two folks. Okay, you
Well,
got.
it depends on where you're at.
There was enough. Plus, it's a convenience store. You had the convenience store people, and you had customers, and so it's
Okay, I get your
you
point.
know.
Yeah. So yeah, there's that, but I mean, it was still cool.
It looked
like
really gross. His
Like-
jaw was very believably broken.
yeah, like he did some pretty evil things. I mean, he killed a lady with a hammer for no reason. Like she had
Just cause, yeah.
he just did it. And then,
Oh yeah, we totally forgot about that babysitter plot. The
yeah.
little black kid. It was so funny. It was so cute.
Okay, that happens right after. That's like in between where in between the whole interviews. That's where that happens. Well, in between and then after, and then we get to the dance.
Yeah, and the babysitter is the friend of the granddaughter of
yeah, and
her.
and the guy who's like, wasn't he her brother or something? And then those two were together, the guy and then the babysitter. Basically, there's another subplot before the movie actually like really starts, and it's basically the babysitter's at home with this little black kid, and then
But
like
the thing is, okay, go.
Oh, you go first.
The thing is that okay? So, Michael Myers rolls up and he kills the lady with the hammer first, and then he goes to the next door neighbor, just the next house over, and kills that lady, and then
And it's like fucked up because
Yeah.
like she didn't even do anything. She was just in her
Yeah,
house, and he
yeah.
just takes her head, smashes it against a wooden
The
part of a
sofa.
sofa, and then like stabs her in the back of the neck.
with the knife, and then rolls on to the next house. But as right before he kills the second lady, he sees this the couple, the African American couple of the little kid, like they're all dressed up in costume. You got kids running around, trick or treaters, and then they're about to leave to go to a party. But their son is inside with the babysitter, just chilling, watching TV. It's like, why are you not out trick or treating? The parents are, that's messed up on the parent. But then the wife, the mom sees Michael Myers, like, what? Who is this dude standing here? It looks weird, like, kind of
And-
like she senses something.
Yeah, and he probably would have killed her if there wasn't so many people around.
And if they were still inside, so it's just kind of like,
But yeah, for some reason he likes his privacy with deaths.
yeah,
So maybe that has something to do with
the
how
intimacy
he kills.
of it, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just kind of like you kind of feel it on that scene, like, oh, you got away.
Yeah.
You kind of feel like, oh, you guys got away. But then after killing the second lady, he still goes into their house, and the little kid is super adorably funny. It's like, oh my gosh, he is like so cute. And the babysitter's there.
They have great interactions. Like
Yeah.
their dialogue is really good.
Their dialogue, that scene is really, really good. It was really funny and cute and entertaining. And so she sends him off to bed. He gets scared, and the boyfriend is already downstairs at this point. The babysitter, of course, invites the boyfriend, and then he runs downstairs because he's scared. He saw something, and then they run back up, and the little kid's like, "No, don't go up there. You're gonna die," and whatever. And he's like, "Oh, I'm not gonna die." He's like, "Well, send him up first." Like,
Yeah.
the boyfriend, whatever his name was.
Like he decides to go outside for some odd reason and starts a motorbike or whatever.
Oh
And then-
yeah, he gets distracted.
Yeah.
Because
And then she gets stabbed. She basically gets killed pretty quickly because she
Yeah.
slips on her own blood, I guess.
no, she slipped because she's wearing a sock. She's
Oh,
wearing socks
yeah.
on a hardwood floor, so she slips, and it's like, bruh, like,
I mean, damn, the
Ah.
circumstances were so fucking bad for her. Like,
yeah.
It was-
Anyways, so yeah,
So she slips, she falls, she dies.
And then he's like, I'm gonna go get help. And then
And
he
then-
runs as he's about to walk outside.
The boyfriend comes in and he's like, he's like, all right, you need to go up there and save your girlfriend, but you're gonna die. Basically,
Like, you go up there, you gonna die.
Yeah.
And then he just runs, he just books it. He's like,
just
he's
like,
gone.
fuck it. That
He's like,
was
"I'm
the
gone."
smartest
That-
move in this movie.
Yes. Like, okay, fine. Like, that's doing something right. I can appreciate that. So I liked it. So it was that little kid was so funny. He had me cracking up. Anyways,
But yeah, and that's another character that kind of just fell off the radar in the movie
because after that he just moves on. Michael Myers just moves on.
I know, but like they could have at least like did like a little report, like because the parents had to eventually come home to find dead bodies in their house.
But I mean,
Well, yeah. Anyways, like they didn't really like a lot of characters were like one off,
yeah.
and they got back to. Well, yeah, that's basically what happened. So we're gonna wrap this up. Let me know what you guys thought about this movie. Like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.